I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one between the Buffalo Bills and the Indianapolis Colts. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was... The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Allen now on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Allen now looks to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jeffrey Simmons, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Allen, and he's going to go down again.
They're in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Jerry Hughes has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Play fake, Brissett. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Here's Allen, and the grab by Croft. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. They've had touchdowns on both of their drives thus far, but now they face a 3rd and long. Now Allen. And that is incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Brissett. That's going to be caught by Samuel. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd. Brissett on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think from the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Brissett on 1st down. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half, now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
A 2nd down throw for Brissett. And he goes down, it's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough, and it'll be fourth down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
So here are the Bills to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Derrick Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. Here's Anderson. He's got it on the draw. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Open man is Samuel, complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards. From the gun, here's Brissett. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. And this is caught at the 8. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Deebo Samuel, his 19th touchdown now on the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Great corner route there, not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field, and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Throwing now is Allen. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jeffrey Simmons, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Now Allen. And the pressure gets to him again. Raekwon McMillan, he's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Throwing on 3rd and long. Allen, open man, it's Allen. Down the numbers, there he goes. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Keenan Allen His third touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have retaken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on it. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo.
That's a touchdown right here.
So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken at his 4. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
Comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Brissett. That's Samuel, caught left side. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to...
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. From the 24, Allen got his man complete over the middle. It's Allen. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Allen. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Kenny Moore that time there on the coverage. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Again to Anderson here out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. Allen going to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, the number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now this is Hilton on the receiving end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Third and short yardage. Brissett got an open man. That's Campbell. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. To throw, Brissett. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Brissett sets to throw it. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts, and still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. Now Brissett. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go.
Allen now looks to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The Bills on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. To throw, it's Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
Starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair, and he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I'm like, well, all right, never mind. 3rd quarter action now. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates. But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, You and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On third down, Brissett got his target, Samuel. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long. Completes it to Samuel. He's at the 40, 20, 10. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Deebo Samuel with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
On 2nd and 9, Allen under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
On play action, Allen under pressure again, and down he goes again. Mack Wilson providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing. Brissett. Campbell making the catch. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Here's Brissett. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch.
Here we go.
And quickly they get to the line.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
The 1st down throw for Brissett. That's going to be caught by Samuel. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Deebo Samuel, his 21st touchdown of the season. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. It's been quite the game for him individually. A trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Throwing is Allen on third. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Mack Wilson in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. 51 yards on the punt there. So here are the Colts to take over. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. First down, Brissett. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And got his man complete. 33 yards that time. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
Brissett, complete to Hilton. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Brissett now. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Into the air once more. It's Brissett. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jordan Poyer.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as he'll drop him for a loss of 4. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now Allen on third down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Looked like he tried it all there, tried to use some physicality, right? Tried to use some footwork, some head fakes, but he was covered the entire way. Dogged in every step. That forced the incompletion. No separation at the end of the route.
So a change of possession here on the punt. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Now they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. The passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Brissett on first down. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep blow with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. Back now in Indianapolis. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Brissett. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Again, it's Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Sack, baby! Sack, baby!
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
Mike, 58, right there. Give me that ball, defense.
Here's Brissett. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Deebo Samuel, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Point after, up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go!
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. And on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan. Here comes a big one as this crowd gets out making some noise. It's 3rd and short. Here's Allen. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well, they only had a yard to go. They try to pass the football. Defense blitz. Defense got there.
Yeah, I think on this one, this is probably good scouting, understanding a few tendencies, and figuring out that, hey, they may take a shot. They dialed up the pressure and got to him.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive, that culminating touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20. On 1st and 10, Brissett. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 25 yards that time.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Deebo Samuel with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called me.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Raekwon McMillan getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Now Allen. He completes it to Boyd. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Raekwon McMillan. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And Allen's got it. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Keenan Allen with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. When you're trailing in the 4th quarter, you got to take some chances you might not normally take, and here, that one pays off big time.
And you have to think to yourself, not only did that pay off big time for them, but what was going on the opposite side of the ball? They know that they have to take a chance here. They know they have to come up with something big, yet it still happens. So credit the execution, but wonder what the defense was doing.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
On 2nd down, Brissett again. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
Casey Hayward makes the tackle.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things, and they've not let him run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They played so well throughout this entire game.
The 20. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. Here's Hines. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12.
Check 50.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Extra point up and through. And the lead is up to 15 now. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the end result was a Marlon Mack touchdown run. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Josh Allen in the offense now. Down by 15. A minute 45 to play. They're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Allen, and he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Raekwon McMillan, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Now Allen, and he's going to go down again. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Allen going to go on 4th down. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Allen. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A gain there of 30 big ones. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Anderson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Allen. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put